So I'm Dr. Josh Barrett. I'm an assistant professor at the Memorial University of Newfoundland, Grenfell campus in Newfoundland and Labrador. And I'm here today because I'm also the president of the Canadian Rural Revitalization Foundation, or CRRF for short. And we're very excited to be hosting our annual conference this year in Brandon, Manitoba. CRRF was established in 1989 by a group of rural leaders across Canada with a common purpose, making up of academics, students, private sectors, all level of governments to create, build, and mobilize credible insights to help address issues and create opportunities for rural Canada. So oftentimes CRRF acts as a knowledge broker between academia and practitioners in the community, where we work together to try to understand better these very complex issues that face rural Canada. And we're incredibly excited to be here at the Foundation's For the Future of Rural Conference here. CRRF has a long history with Brandon, Manitoba and the Rural Development Institute, and very excited to be partnering with Brandon University and RDI as we collectively work to better understand aspects about how data, governance, capacity building what are our latest insights and how can we better build our understanding in these areas for rural Canada. What does the future really mean for rural Canada? So it's been an incredible week and very excited to be working with RDI again. So one of the big things that CRRF really believes is important is if we are meeting about rural and want to understand rural issues, then we should be positioned in areas that are somewhat considered rural. And so we're very excited to be in Brandon, Manitoba, a very hub for rural activity and rural research, but also access to a lot of surrounding rural areas that we can learn from. And for decades, this has been a hub of excellence for rural research, and it really enables our learning to be positioned in areas such as these, and the partnerships that Brandon University has had with nearby communities, so we can better understand what's happening in rivers, what's happening in the national parks nearby. And so that's been incredibly important for us as researchers to be here and engaging and working with these communities in person. It was incredibly moving in follow-up to meeting on these rural areas, to be in rivers for this unveiling of this very important mural between Canada and Japan for bicycles that were only manufactured in these two areas in Manitoba and in Japan. We're a part and we're able to witness this delegation of Japanese and Canadian officials to celebrate the Sekine bicycle movement and how what has happened in these rural areas has had implications all across North America. And that's been an incredible highlight to be a part of that very important ceremony and hear all of the wonderful stories from these key leaders and these key communities that have made this possible, and in fact really highlights what we want to better work toward, to work with these communities and highlight these very culturally significant aspects that communities can get behind and that we can celebrate and honor moving forward. So that was an incredible opportunity to be part of that through this conference, and very moving and certainly a huge celebration. Congratulations for them for unveiling that very important mural. So we are very excited to be hosting our next annual conference in 2026 in Corner Brook, Newfoundland and Labrador, June 16th to the 19th. That theme for that conference will be Relational Wellness, and we're very honored to be working with local First Nations in that area to better understand the important aspects of rural for them. What are some of these areas with respect to relational wellness, whether it's human well-being, whether it's wellness of our communities, our culture, our health, and what can we do and how can we work towards reconciliation with everybody involved in Newfoundland and Labrador and beyond. And so we're incredibly honored to be working with them on that and to build our knowledge and our collective capacity to work in these areas in our pursuit of reconciliation as well. So Incredibly excited for that. You're all invited. We'd love to see you in Corner Brook in June 2026.